we've got here our brand new AJA Colorbox. We introduced it at the end of last year, and we're showing it at NAB2023 for the first time to this market. And it's an incredible new powerhouse of color conversion. It's got 5 different color processing pipelines that are built into it that allow you to do lots of SDR, HLG, HDR, PQ, and even camera log transforms in it. It's got 12 GSDI inputs and outputs, so you can do full 4K UHD up to 60 frames per second. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Even as an HDMI 2.0 output, so if you've got a non-professional monitor, a consumer-grade monitor, you can still output the processed video from this and enjoy all the processing that it does on a consumer monitor.
Convenient. Very useful.
Absolutely, yeah. So again, it's all based around a 33-point 3D LUT processor in there. It has tetrahedral interpolation, which is a great tool for 3D LUT processing. You can see it's got a beautiful user interface, which is served up from the built-in web server. And you can actually have an image preview here, which shows you, as a confidence monitor, the signal that's coming into the product, and also as it's being processed and what's happening to the image. With the 5 color processing pipelines that are in here, the first one is AJA Color. And you can see that this is a node-based color processing pipeline, similar to like what you might find in a software-based color corrector. But here we've done it all in hardware. And so it's got a 1D LUT, a 3x3 matrix, and another 1D LUT in front of the 3D LUT. And then it's got another 1D, 3x3, 1D, and then an overlay node. So pretty comprehensive, gives you pretty comprehensive control over your color processing. Each one of these different nodes has a library associated with it that stores the files for the 1D LUTs, for example. It has room for 16 1D LUTs, 16 3x3 matrices, 16 3D LUTs, and as well we've got some new features that are offered in our overlays. So within our overlay, this is a very unique thing for a LUT box of this kind. So we can overlay different things onto the output image. So the first thing is user text. We got up here NAB2023 with PRONEWS.
There we go. We did it.
Yeah, that's it. So that's custom text. You can enter in any text you want and have that overlaid onto the image. So DITs on set are loving this for just communicating different information to people that are on set. Beyond that, a new thing that we've introduced is the ability to have this user overlay. So DITs came to me and they said, hey Tim, we want to have frame lines output on the processed video, so we make sure we're capturing the right part of the image and understand what we're going to get when we edit this piece. And so we now offer the ability to import PNG files that could be frame lines and overlay that onto the top of the processed image. So you want frame lines on set, you can now have them that way. But because we're importing PNGs, those could also be logos if you wanted to do something like that. So as an example, I've got a logo here that I can simply recall, and now I've got my AJA logo, which we're proud of, that we're celebrating 30 years of being in business. So.
Congratulations on that one.
Thank you, appreciate it, yeah. So we've got an AJA processing pipeline, which is the main one. We also have a frame store, which offers the ability to generate test patterns. So I can turn this node on, and right now I got a still going through there, but I could also generate test patterns, for example. Really help our people who are using the product set up a signal path and workflow, validate color. You can see from the UI that the frame store is the source going into the pipeline, so very visual indication about what's going on inside the processing of the product. So bunch of test patterns built in. Here you can also recall images. Maybe you've captured something and you want to run it through the processing pipeline and see how it's going to look with the LUT applied. You can do that. Also with the frame store, as you've got live video passing through the product, you can capture stills along the way. So maybe you want a reference still of the input before it goes through processing, you can certainly do that. Yeah, pretty powerful. We've got integrations going with different third parties as well. So for the on-set side of things, we've got integrations with Pomfort's LiveGrade Pro. They can control the 3D LUT in here dynamically and apply a LUT and a CDL, and it updates in near real time. We've also got integrations with Assimilate's Live Looks and Live Assist that can control the 3D LUT. And new at the show, we've announced an integration with Intucore's Q-Take. So Q-Take can now also integrate control of Colorbox natively. So integrations keep on going, so that's for like the film side of things. And for the broadcasters, we've got integrated control with for people who want a hardware-based control surface, maybe not a user interface like this. They want to have a hardware-based control of the RGB color corrector, of the proc amp that's built in. And so that can be achieved by using control panels from Scarhoy or CyanView. So they've got native control over the color box, and they can control one or many all at the same time. So pretty powerful control from them.